I'm a fucking metalhead.
Yeah.
You know, like.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Metal Remains Backstage. We are here in New York City with Fernanda Lira from Crypta.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here. Such a pleasure. And yeah, let's go.
All right.
Let's do it.
Fernanda, in Metal Remains, we like to start our conversations by asking, what have you been listening to lately?
Okay, I listen to a lot of stuff, above all a metalhead, but I listen to a lot of stuff that's not metal, but I'll keep like metal-wise. I've been listening to a lot of Opeth just because they're about to release a new album.
Everybody's excited about it.
Yeah, exactly. And here and there, I listen to some of the bands that Luana recommends me.
Great taste.
Yeah, she does.
Especially
like Blood Incantation and stuff like that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it metal-wise. Sometimes here and there, I also listen to Ginger, for me to, you know, like try and develop like some techniques and stuff like that, more from my study perspective. What else metal-wise have I been listening to?
It doesn't necessarily have to be like, metal. It can be
besides that, I listen to a lot of Brazilian music. I've been listening to a lot of typical Brazilian music from the northeast of our country, like regional, typical music, but also our classic Brazilian bands and groups and singers. And of course, I'm always listening to some divas, not only from pop, as some people know already, but from soul and jazz. So Amy Winehouse, Nina Simone.
Diversity matters.
Yeah, of course. Etta James and Aretha Franklin, Lana Del Rey, all of them, like they all teach me a little bit here and there.
There you have it. The last time we met, Fernanda, was back in 2022. A lot has happened since then. The band has been very busy in the last few years, touring intensively all over Europe, festivals, different cities, different countries. This is your, third or fourth tour in North America?
This is the fourth.
Fourth tour, okay. How are all these experiences helping the band and yourself as individual to, grow and improve?
Yeah, it's been fun times since Wacken and definitely busy times. This year, 2024, has been the most active year show-wise we had with Crypta. I think we're about to hit show number 100th this year only.
This year, wow.
Yeah, and we still have
crazy.
Almost 50 more till the end of the year. It's gonna be a pretty packed year. But we had to do that, like all the tours and in order to promote our latest album. Next year we're gonna be slowing down for a little bit. But yeah, it's been active, it's been busy, and it's been a lot of hard work too. But as you said, we've been really happy with the results and feedback from all this effort we've been putting on being out there on the road, because we can see the band slowly growing, slowly getting places, like more and more people getting to know the band. So I think I really like the job that's being done. And I think also, as you asked, there's been some evolution, of course, in the band. The more we play, the tighter we get.
Oh, yeah.
And
we can see that. Absolutely.
Thank you. And I think individually, I think we're all doing our best to, also evolve as musicians. I was taking a look at some videos. We played Bloodstock and Summer Breeze in Europe this year, and they had like live videos out. I was like, damn, I really do like my vocals. And so I think I can see, like from the inside, it's not usually we're able to see the differences and the nuances of our performances, you know, like getting better, improving. But now I think we can notice, you know, like little by little, the stage presence and everything.
Yeah.
And as a group, we're also evolving. I think it's been pretty positive.
Oh yeah, we can see the results. The band is putting a great show.
Thank you.
Every individual in the band is contributing towards a great result, so we are all happy with this.
That is the idea. I really like that. I really like the fact. I mean, I always thought of having a band the way I like seeing bands on stage, you know, like, so, and I really love bands where, you know, wherever you look on stage, you are entertained, you like what you see, and I'm really glad that we are able to do this with Crypta. I think each of us complement each other on stage, and I think that's very important.
Nice. Yeah. Touring with legendary bands such as Morbid Angel, Carcass this time, and others must be a great opportunity to have meaningful conversations with the artists that define extreme music. What can you tell us about it?
It's still a bit weird to me because, like, people see us out there playing every night and, you know, like, posing professionally and stuff like that. But before all and above all, I'm a fucking metalhead. You know, like, since I was a teenager, I was listening to metal. Since I was a kid, I was listening to metal. And my dad was a metalhead, so literally at 7 years old, I would be listening to Suicidal Tendencies and stuff like that. So it's like, to me, it's like, I'm a metalhead, you know, like all these bands like Carcass and Morbid Angel was literally the band that made me get into death metal, you know, like, so whenever I'm around these people, first of all, I'm so thankful because this is truly a dream come true. But also, it's weird to me because I gotta act professionally because we're on the same tour and it's expected that we do this. But at the same time, inside I'm dying. I'm like, God, it's Jeff Walker. You know, like, so
I totally get what you're saying.
It happens to me all the time. Sometimes, like, I'm able to hold it up to myself and like, and just have like normal conversation. But here and there, when I'm too excited or on a very happy day, I'm like, hey, just thank you so much for having me here. You have no idea what it means, blah, 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 blah. I make sure I tell them they're appreciated for what they've done. You know?
I'm sure they give you some tips on little advices here and there about the business.
I think we can talk. We talk a lot about this. It's interesting to see that even though they're legendary bands and we're a band that's still growing, we still have lots of similarities, you know, like on the band's daily routine and everything. So it's just interesting to see that not even a single experience is individual, you know? Like, because the experiences we're having now, they had like 20 years ago. Some of them we're both experiencing together. It's just really interesting. So I think there's always room for, you know, like exchanging
information,
knowledge and everything.
Knowledge, that's the word. Of course. Last time we met, as I was telling you, was at Back and Open Air in 2022. We asked how would you follow up your excellent debut album Echoes of the Soul, and Luana, who is hiding over there, said very emphatically, faster it's gonna be. Faster. That's what she said. 2 years later, Shades of Sorrow arrived to excellent reception from both audience and critics, and now we are wondering, what's the goal on your next release?
I think we'll dive even further into death metal. You know, like, we really like the atmosphere and the melodies here and there, but me and Luana have so many death metal-ish ideas on our minds, and I think we can definitely say it's going to be a heavier album, for sure. Still Crypta, but I think it might be heavier. You know, like, we want to make it even more death metal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, everybody.
Let's see how it's going to be.
Crypta has one of the most fiercely loyal fan bases in the world, and many bands look up to you This puts you in a spot of admiration and even scrutiny. How this affect your decision making, not only as an artist, but also in the public aspects of your life?
It's a big responsibility, you know, like it's really, really cool that we have such a solid fan base, and to know that we're in the spotlight, this is really special. But it's also a great responsibility, you know, like more and more I see that we have to be really careful with what we write, because write and post and say out there, just because we want to keep this fan base loyal and happy, because they're the reason we're doing this. But at the same time, I think what I do and I'll always do is exactly because we do have the spotlight, because I do have this public image that can go places, you know, like I think it's very important that I'm also vocal about stuff, that I'm also talk about stuff. I'm definitely not the kind of artist, and there's nothing wrong with it by any means, but that will only share about music and stuff like that. To me personally, I think it's very important to talk about other stuff. I really like to show people that we're the same in some way, and that we struggle the same way, and that we're all a part of a community, you know, like, so I think it's really, to me, it's really important to be advocating about many stuff. That's why on my social media, for instance, I talk about music, I talk about Crypta, of course, but I also talk about mental health, about veganism, about sobriety, about exercising, about nature, about politics, about everything. Firstly, because it's part of my universe, and also
we're
because
humans, we're all involved in the same situations and problems.
Exactly, we're in the same society, and also because I think it is important to be vocal about stuff, because I know my voice can go places and reach in behalf of people who cannot be speaking. So I think that is very important to me, like to both keep my fan base happy, but also use my voice for something fruitful, in my opinion.
All right, great. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I would like to finish this conversation.
Already? That was a fast one.
By asking you, what is one of your favorite backstage moments? You have tons of them.
Oh my God. It's always so hard when people ask me about that, because it's so much stuff that happens here and there. Lu, me ajuda aí, vai, com backstage moment. Legal. Ele falou, your favorite backstage moment. You see, it's so hard, because like we go through a lot of stuff on a daily basis. I think it's really cool, like saying overall, and then I'll give some examples. It's really cool when you're playing and then you see like some of the people from the band you listen to, that they show up and they're there and they're watching the show. This is both like, but still it's really cool. I remember on the last tour, we had so many friends, but also, you know, like idols, people we look up to coming up to our shows. We had like Tati from Ginger going to one of our shows on the last tour, and Gary Holt.
Gary Holt, I remember that.
Yeah. And like Vader was at some point. So it's really special when I see this, and then we can exchange, you know, like backstage and talk. And on this tour, there might be, there's always like some surprises, especially on these big tours where we're not headlining. There's always like, I'm sure at some point there's going to be like, oh my God, that person.
Yeah.
I think that's some of the most special moments.
Awesome. All right. Thank you for sharing that.
Not a problem.
If you like this interview, please like it, share it with your friends. Support Crypta by buying and streaming their albums. Go see them live when they go to a city near you. See you next time, but until then, stay metal. Yeah.